In a quiet corner of a European city, a Soviet agent has met a contact who is not assisting him because of communist conviction, but because he has been bribed. Money is often the lubricant on which the Soviet spy machine rolls. So too is the weakness of people who act in an intemperate fashion. A hand caressing another hand. The focus of a hidden camera, and later on the subject of the picture may be the target of blackmail attempts on behalf of Soviet interests. A plane flying between two American cities. How tempting it is to talk too much to a stranger, especially when one is involved in some way with important technological and production secrets.
And so began another orientation. This time, believe me, I listened. I was all eyes and ears. Watching and listening to the consulate official, the whole thing seemed to come alive. At the UN, it was revealed for all to see. The wireless microphone device hidden by the Russians inside the Great Seal in the American ambassador's study in the Moscow embassy. I learned that a wireless microphone, such as the one placed in the seal's hidden cavity, can be smaller than an eraser on a pencil. These miniaturized devices are self-contained radio transmitters. Everything said in a bugged room can be tape recorded as far as a mile away without using any telltale wires. An enemy agent can be wired for sound with concealed microphones and recorders. Technological breakthroughs in miniaturization have made possible the development of these hard-to-detect devices.
As it happened, he stayed in the same hotel as you, arriving a few months ago. He'd been working on his assignment for about 3 weeks when it happened. He didn't speak the language of the country, and a disagreement developed about the taxi fare. Neither could make the other understand. Just then, a young woman came out of the hotel. The driver seemed to know her. Her talents as an interpreter were more than adequate, and so were her other talents. Whatever she said to the driver, it did the trick. Anybody who can accomplish all this in the space of a few moments is worth some curiosity, which the official expressed. Her name was Maria, the driver said. She was a dancer in a local cabaret. Often, when a man is separated from his family and familiar surroundings, feelings of depression and loneliness may set in. Writing a letter back home is no substitute for being home. Waking up in a strange room, he felt a mixture of hangover and conscience. The first thing he wanted to do was to get out of there. But his hand was a little unsteady. Even in a not very alert condition, he knew what it was immediately. A device for picking up conversations such as his. No, he thought. It couldn't have happened to him. Not to him. So he didn't report the incident.
Not till a few months later, that is, when he was contacted by a Russian espionage agent in his home country. The agent was very polite. He played him some tapes, showed the officials some photographs, and said bygones would be bygones if certain NATO production defense information was made available. That's about all I can tell you, except that this man's career's been ruined.
These people, those who want the kind of classified information that people like Colonel Carr and I carry around or know, they don't stop at anything, do they?
That's it exactly. You show them any weakness and they'll exploit it for their own ends.
A foreign national appears at your drawing board. He may have clearance for a certain category of information, but he's not entitled to knowledge of everything in that category. He is only authorized to have access to information he needs to know in order to perform his duties. Avoid any kind of public or private conduct that enemy agents might use as a blackmail weapon against you. Be especially wary of being lured into illegal currency dealings. These are to be avoided if security compromises are to be avoided.
Every time the mail would come, there would be fear. Every time I would come face to face with a stranger, there would be fear. A hand would reach out with a photograph, a recording, along with a softly voiced threat to let others see and hear them. What would I do then? What would you do then? It's a question I hope none of us ever has to answer. Later on, while I walked the streets of the foreign city, enjoying the sight and sound of something new and different, I worked out the answer for myself, and maybe for you. Overseas, I'd come to learn the best thing to do is act as at home, with a moral code. Keep your mouth shut, walk the straight path, and you'll stay out of trouble. It has to be that way, let's face it. Injustice to ourselves, injustice to our families, and injustice to our country.